The blue and red lights flashed in my rearview mirror like a sudden storm, pulling me out of the late-night haze on that empty stretch of highway outside Chicago. Heart pounding, I eased my old Honda to the shoulder, cursing under my breath for pushing the speed limit just to make it home before exhaustion hit. As the officer approached, his silhouette tall and commanding under the street lamp, I rolled down the window, expecting a ticket, but his voice, deep and unexpectedly gentle, said, "License and registration, please." And when our eyes met, something unspoken flickered, a spark that made my stomach twist in ways I hadn't felt in years. I fumbled for my wallet, hands shaky not just from nerves but from the way he lingered, his badge glinting under the moonlight. Officer Ryan Keller, it read. He was mid-30s, built like he spent hours in the gym, with sharp features softened by a 5 o'clock shadow. "You know why I pulled you over?" he asked, leaning in closer than necessary. I nodded, mumbling about being tired from a long shift at the diner. But inside, my mind raced. Why did his gaze hold mine like that? Was it suspicion? Or something else? I'd hidden my own truths for so long, growing up in a conservative suburb where being gay meant whispers and judgment, that even a hint of connection felt dangerous. He took my documents, stepping back to his cruiser, and I sat there, breath shallow, replaying the moment. Why did I notice the way his uniform hugged his frame? "Stop it, Tristan," I told myself. "He's just doing his job. You're 25, scraping by as a graphic designer by day and waiter by night. No room for complications." But when he returned, instead of a citation, he handed back my papers with a half-smile. "You're lucky tonight. Just a warning. But drive safe. Roads like this can be unforgiving." Relief washed over me, but then he added, "Mind if I check something?" "Step out of the vehicle." My pulse spiked. Was this routine? I complied, standing on the gravel, the cool night air biting at my skin. He pulled out his baton from his belt, extending it with a click. "Feel this," he said, holding it out. I hesitated, confusion knotting my brow. "It's new issue, composite material. Go on, grip it. See how it feels in your hand." His tone was casual, but his eyes locked on mine, intense, probing. I reached out, fingers brushing his as I took hold, the smooth surface foreign yet firm. "Solid, right?" he murmured. In that instant, the air thickened, charged with an undercurrent I couldn't ignore. Was this flirting? Or was I projecting my own loneliness onto a straight cop? We stood there, seconds stretching into eternity, my mind a whirlwind. I dated sparingly, always in secret, fearing the fallout from family or friends who still clung to outdated views. My last relationship ended because he couldn't handle the closet I lived in. And now, this stranger in uniform, handing me his baton like a metaphor I dared not unpack. "Yeah, it's impressive," I replied, voice steadier than I felt. He chuckled, retracting it. "Good. Now get home safe, Tristan." He knew my name from the license, but saying it aloud felt intimate, personal. Driving away, mirrors reflecting his cruiser shrinking in the distance. Doubt crept in. Had I imagined the spark? The way his hand lingered? No, it was real, too real for a random traffic stop. But pursuing it? Insane. He was authority personified, and I was just a guy trying to blend in. Yet, as I pulled into my apartment lot, the what-ifs gnawed at me. What if he felt it too? What if this was the start of something forbidden? Sleep evaded me that night, thoughts tangled in the memory of his touch, the baton a symbol of barriers I wasn't sure I could cross. The next day dragged, my mind elsewhere during client meetings. Why hadn't he ticketed me? Was it pity or interest? I pushed it down, focusing on sketches for a new logo. But by evening, curiosity won. I searched his name online. Nothing scandalous, just community posts praising Officer Keller for his work in youth programs. Clean cut, all-American. Straight, probably. But that didn't stop the flutter in my chest. Then, fate intervened. At the diner that night, he walked in, off-duty in jeans and a flannel shirt, looking every bit the guy next door. He spotted me immediately, waving me over. "Tristan, right? Small world." I poured his coffee, hands steady this time. Yeah, Officer Keller. Call me Ryan, he insisted, his smile disarming. We chatted, about the city, the weather, nothing deep, but underneath tension simmered. Why here now? Was he following me? No, paranoid thought. But as he left a generous tip, he slipped me a note. Coffee sometime? Not as cop and driver. My heart raced. This was real. But accepting meant risking everything. His job, my privacy, society's glare. We met at a quiet cafe the following week, neutral ground. Ryan arrived first, nervous energy evident in his fidgeting. I don't do this often, he admitted, stirring his latte. Pull people over and connect. I laughed, but inside, questions burned. Why me? He confessed over steaming mugs. He'd been in the closet for years, married once to a woman to fit the mold, divorced now, grappling with his identity in a profession where machismo ruled. Being gay in law enforcement? It's a minefield. One wrong move, and you're outed, ostracized. His vulnerability hit hard. I shared my own struggles, parents who disapproved, friends who drifted away after I came out selectively. The conversation flowed, raw and honest, but doubt lingered in my mind. Was this power dynamic too skewed? He'd held authority over me that night. Could trust bloom from such uneven soil? As we parted, his hand brushed mine again, intentional this time. See you soon? He asked. I nodded, but internally, conflict raged. This felt right, yet so wrong. Days blurred into stolen moments, texts, late-night calls. Ryan's stories painted a picture of internal war. Colleagues' homophobic jokes, the pressure to conform. I love the job, but it eats at you, he said one evening on a park bench. I empathized, my own fears mirroring his, but whispers of unease grew. What if this was just thrill-seeking for him? A forbidden fling? My heart wanted to believe otherwise, but logic screamed caution. The weight of secrecy pressed heavier with each passing day, turning our budding connection into a labyrinth of hidden glances and coded messages. Ryan's schedule was erratic, shifts that stretched into the night, leaving me waiting by my phone, second-guessing every delay. Was he regretting this? Or worse, using his position to keep things compartmentalized? I paced my small apartment, staring at the baton he'd jokingly given me as a souvenir from our second date. Now a reminder of how it all started. Our meetings grew more frequent, always in out-of-the-way spots. A diner on the city's edge, a trail in the suburbs where joggers wouldn't recognize him. I can't risk being seen, he'd say, eyes scanning the surroundings. I understood the police force was a boys' club, rife with outdated attitudes. But understanding didn't ease the sting. Why did I have to hide again, after years of fighting for visibility? My thoughts spiraled. Am I just his secret escape? Does he see me as an equal or a conquest from that traffic stop? One afternoon, over sandwiches in his truck, neutral territory he called it, tensions boiled over. This feels like sneaking around in high school, I blurted. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. I know, Tristan, but my career. If word gets out, it's over. Transfers, demotions. I've seen it happen. His voice cracked, revealing cracks in his armor. I wanted to comfort him, but resentment bubbled. And what about me? I'm out to most people. This makes me feel like I'm backsliding. He reached for my hand, but I pulled away. Give me time, he pleaded. Time? How much before this implodes? That night, alone, doubts flooded me. I'd confided in my best friend, Mia, who warned, cops and romance? Power imbalance much? What if he turns controlling? Her words echoed, fueling my inner turmoil. Ryan was kind, attentive, but the uniform loomed large, a symbol of authority that made every affection feel loaded. Had he pulled me over intentionally? No evidence, but the seed of paranoia grew. I replayed our first encounter. The baton, his lingering gaze. Was it manipulation or genuine spark? We pushed through, drawn by an undeniable pull. A weekend getaway to a cabin upstate, his idea paid in cash to avoid trails. There, away from prying eyes, walls crumbled. He opened up about his ex-wife. I tried to make it work, for family, for the image, but it destroyed us both. Tears welled in his eyes, a vulnerability I'd never seen. I shared my own heartbreaks, the boy in college who left when things got real. In those moments, connection deepened, but so did the fear. What if society rips this apart? Back in the city, reality intruded. At work, I overheard colleagues debating police reform, tossing around terms like abuse of power. It hit close. Was our relationship born from that? I confronted Ryan over dinner at my place, our first time there. Did you let me off easy that night because you liked me? He paused, fork midway. Honestly, maybe subconsciously, but I didn't plan it. His admission stung, confirming the uneven start. That changes things, I whispered. He argued, we're past that now. This is real. But was it? My mind raced. If power tipped the scales at the beginning, could we ever balance? The argument escalated, voices rising in my cramped kitchen. You're making me the villain, he snapped. No, society is, I retorted. Your job amplifies everything. He stormed out, leaving me in silence, heart aching. Why did I push? Fear of getting hurt, of being the one discarded when convenience waned. Hours later, a text. Sorry. I need you. Relief mixed with wariness. We reconciled, but cracks showed. His reluctance to integrate me into his life, my growing impatience. Social pressures mounted. My parents visited, probing about my love life. I dodged, but guilt gnawed. Hiding Ryan felt like betraying myself. Meanwhile, he faced his own demons. A precinct barbecue where partners attended. I can't bring you, he said apologetically. Not yet. Not yet became a refrain eroding trust. Inside, I battled. Love him enough to wait or walk away for self-respect. A turning point came at a pride event I attended alone. Amid the crowds, flags waving, I felt free, until I spotted a group protesting police presence. Chants of a cab echoed, reminding me of the divide. Ryan texted during, wish I could be there, but could he? His world clashed with mine. That night we met in a park, tension thick. I want more, I confessed. Public acknowledgement. He nodded, conflicted. I'm trying, Tristan, but outing myself could cost everything. His pain was palpable, mirroring my own internal storm. Sacrifice for love, or demand equality? As weeks passed, our bond strained under unspoken resentments. Stolen kisses in shadows, whispered promises. Romantic yet suffocating. My thoughts darkened. Is this sustainable? Or are we doomed by the very spark that ignited us? The fracture lines in our relationship deepened. Invisible at first but widening with every hushed conversation and averted plan. Ryan's promises of soon echoed hollowly as months ticked by, his fear of exposure clashing against my need for authenticity. I lay awake nights, staring at the ceiling, questioning if love could thrive in perpetual twilight. Was I enabling his closet, or fighting for us? The baton on my nightstand mocked me. A relic of that fateful stop, now a talisman of imbalance. A catalyst arrived uninvited. A viral news story about a cop outed by a colleague, career ruined amid harassment. Ryan obsessed over it, pacing during our rare evenings together. That could be me, he muttered, eyes haunted. I tried empathy. It won't if we're careful. But inside, anger simmered. Careful meant invisible. How long could I suppress myself for his sake? My own life suffered. Friends noticed my distraction. Work slipped as designs lacked my usual spark. You're not you anymore, Mia said over coffee. Her concern pierced. Was Ryan worth this erosion? Confrontation brewed during a heated call. I can't keep lying to people, I said. He countered. Neither can I, but timing matters. Timing? Felt like evasion. The call ended abruptly, leaving me in emotional freefall. Why did his career trump our happiness? Selfish thought, but valid. He'd chosen a path rife with prejudice. I hadn't signed up for collateral damage. Yet, his vulnerability tugged. The man who'd confessed childhood bullying for being soft, now armored in blue. We attempted normalcy, a movie night at his place. First time I'd seen his sparse apartment. Photos of family, no hints of us. As credits rolled, intimacy faltered under the weight of unsaid words. "I love you," he whispered suddenly, the words hanging heavy. My heart leaped, but doubt followed. "Love in hiding? I love you too," I replied, but tears stung. Post-confession, silence amplified inner chaos. Joy warring with resentment. Could love conquer systemic barriers? External forces intruded. At a community meeting on police reform, I spoke up anonymously about power dynamics in relationships. Attendees nodded, sharing stories of abuse. Guilt flooded. Was I projecting? Ryan, unaware, texted support for my activism. Irony bit deep. Later, he shared a win, helping a gay teen during a call, offering resources. "Makes it worth it," he said proudly. Admiration swelled, but so did conflict. Hero by day, hidden by night. A blow-up erupted at a bar, our riskiest outing. A colleague spotted us, friendly at first, but Ryan tensed, introducing me as an old friend. The label stung like betrayal. Driving home, I exploded. "Friend? After everything." He gripped the wheel. I panicked. What if he suspects? "Then let him," I shouted. Tears flowed, his mine. "I'm terrified, Tristan. Losing my badge means losing myself." His raw fear cracked my resolve, but pain lingered. Am I worth the risk? Reconciliation came slowly. In therapy sessions he suggested separate at first, then joint via video for anonymity. The counselor probed. Power started this. Equality must sustain it. Insights hit hard. My impatience stemmed from past rejections, his caution from professional trauma. Progress felt tangible, but society loomed. Family holidays approached, invitations extended. "Come as my friend?" he asked tentatively. Compromise chafed. Partial acceptance or none? Holiday dinner at his sister's amplified divides. I attended, playing the role, but overheard whispers. "Ryan's single forever?" Laughter masked judgment. Inside, fury built. Why hide what brings joy? Post-dinner, we argued in his car. "That was humiliating," I said. He defended. "Family isn't ready." Ready? Echoes of my own coming out. Parents' initial denial, eventual uneasy peace. Empathy clashed with hurt. His timeline, my suffering. The new year brought escalation. A precinct scandal. Another officer's affair exposed. Demoted. Ryan withdrew, calls sparse. "Need space," he texted. Space. Felt like abandonment. Alone. Despair gripped. Had I invested in a mirage? Friends urged moving on. "He's not ready, you are." Logic agreed, but heart rebelled. Memories haunted. His laugh, touch, shared dreams. Reunion came unexpectedly, at my door, rain-soaked. "I can't lose you," he sobbed. Embrace followed, but questions remained. Change, or cycle repeats? As we talked till dawn, vulnerability peaked. His plan to come out gradually, starting with trusted colleagues. Hope flickered, but skepticism whispered. Words or action? The emotional toll mounted. Each day a battle between love's pull and reality's push. Was this drama worth the potential heartbreak? Waves of uncertainty crashed relentlessly, eroding the fragile foundation we'd built, leaving me adrift in a sea of what-ifs and whys. Ryan's promise to come out hung like a distant horizon, visible yet unreachable. As weeks turned to months without progress, I buried myself in work, sketching furiously to drown the ache, but every line evoked him. The curve of his jaw, the intensity in his eyes. Why did love demand such sacrifice? My inner voice screamed for resolution, torn between devotion and self-preservation. A pivotal moment shattered the stasis. An on-duty incident where Ryan intervened in a hate crime against a gay couple. News lauded him as a hero, but he downplayed it in our call. "Just doing my job." Pride swelled. but so did frustration. Public valor? Private cowardice? Use this momentum, I urged. He hesitated. It's complicated. Complicated became our anthem, masking deeper fears. Inside, resentment festered. His heroism inspired, yet our love languished in shadows. Family intervened unwittingly. My brother, visiting from out of state, sensed my turmoil. "Who's the guy making you miserable?" he probed. I confessed partially, omitting details. His advice: if he can't own it, let go. Echoes of past heartbreaks resurfaced. Lovers who promised change but delivered excuses. Was Ryan different, or pattern repeating? Nights blurred in sleepless torment, weighing scales. His growth versus my erosion. We clashed spectacularly at a neutral cafe. Voices low but emotions high. "I'm trying," he insisted. "Trying isn't enough when I'm fading," I countered, tears threatening. He reached across, but I recoiled. "What do you want? Me to quit?" "No, but equality." The standoff ended in stalemate, him leaving with, "I need to think." Think? Felt like prelude to goodbye. Alone, grief enveloped. Love's potential squandered by societal chains. Isolation amplified inner demons. I attended support groups for LGBTQ+ partners of closeted individuals. Stories mirroring mine. Pain of invisibility, joy of connection. One shared, "Sometimes, love means walking away." Resonance hit deep. Was I strong enough? Ryan's texts arrived sporadically, apologetic yet evasive. "Miss you. Miss me enough to change?" Crisis peaked when his colleague confronted him about rumors. He denied vehemently, later confessing to me in panic. "I lied to protect us. Protect or preserve status quo." Betrayal burned. Denying me equated denying us. "How can I trust you?" I demanded over the phone. Sobs racked him. "I'm scared, Tristan, of losing everything." His fear, once endearing, now exhausting. My own terror surfaced, losing myself in this limbo. We met in desperation, a secluded bench overlooking the lake. Hours of raw dialogue, his childhood scars from a homophobic father, my abandonment issues from flaky exes. "We're both broken," he admitted. Breakthrough? Perhaps, as he vowed therapy, small steps toward openness. Skepticism lingered, but hope reignited faintly. Post-meeting, intimacy returned tentatively, but emotional scars throbbed. Societal backlash loomed larger. A bill proposing protections for LGBTQ+ officers stalled in legislature, fueling Ryan's pessimism. "See? Systems rigged." I argued optimism. Change starts with us. Idealism clashed with his realism, widening rifts. Friends distanced, tired of my drama. "Choose happiness," Mia implored. Happiness? Elusive amid constant turmoil. A turning point. Ryan invited me to a low-key work event as a friend. Progress, but bittersweet. There, amid badges and banter, I witnessed the undercurrents. Subtle jabs at diversity hires. Ryan laughed along uneasily. Inside, I seethed. Complicity for survival? Later, confrontation. That hurt. He apologized profusely, promising advocacy. Action followed, a quiet talk with his sergeant about inclusivity. Small win, but emotional floodgates opened. Relief, pride, lingering doubt. As spring bloomed, our bond tested anew. A family wedding his side. "Come with me," he said boldly. Shock. As what? As my date. Leap of faith? Or trap? Acceptance meant exposure. Refusal, regression. Internal war raged. Risk heartbreak for potential bliss? The wedding approached, nerves fraying. Ryan's anxiety manifested in short tempers. Mine in withdrawal. "We're in this together," he reassured. Together? Only if he followed through. The emotional intensity peaked, every moment laced with dread and desire. The abyss of decision loomed, swallowing certainties and spitting out raw, unfiltered dread. As the wedding day dawned with merciless clarity, Ryan's hand trembled as he adjusted his tie in the hotel mirror. his reflection a mask of resolve cracking at the edges. I stood beside him, heart a thunderous drum, questioning every step. Was this genuine progress, or a desperate bid to salvage us? The drive to the venue blurred in silence, my mind a tempest of fears. Rejection from his family, fallout at work, the irrevocable shift in our dynamic. Arriving, whispers followed us like shadows. His sister, the bride, pulled him aside. Who's he really? Ryan's voice, steady yet strained. My boyfriend, Tristan. The word hung electric. Shock rippled through relatives. Some smiles, others frowns. An uncle muttered disapproval, citing traditional values. Ryan defended fiercely. Love is love. Pride surged in me, but terror followed. Had we ignited a fire we couldn't contain? Inside, conflict peaked. Joy at his bravery, sorrow for the pain it caused. The ceremony unfolded amid tension, vows echoing our unspoken ones. During reception, dances and toasts masked undercurrents. A cousin approached. Brave move, Ryan. Support or sarcasm? He held my hand publicly, a first, but his grip betrayed anxiety. This is hard, he whispered. Hard? Understatement. My own emotions churned, elation warring with empathy for his sacrifice. Later, alone on the balcony, tears flowed. Thank you, I said. He nodded, exhausted. For us. Fallout came swift. Monday, precinct buzzed with gossip. Someone leaked. Colleagues' reactions varied. Supportive pats, cold shoulders. Ryan faced the sergeant. Personal life stays personal. But warnings issued, watch conduct. Home. He collapsed. Worth it. My assurance rang hollow amid his doubt. Internal storms raged fiercer. His career teetered. My life appended by association. Protests outside stations highlighted divides. LGBTQ plus rights versus blue line loyalty. Our relationship, now public, faced scrutiny. Media snippets. Out cops romance sparks debate. Anonymous tips questioned the traffic stop origin. Abuse of power? Headlines screamed. Ryan denied impropriety, but investigations loomed. Panic gripped him. What if they fire me? I comforted, but guilt gnawed. My push catalyzed this. Thoughts darkened. Love's cost too high? Or necessary evolution? Family rifts deepened. His parents called, disappointed. Think of the family. Mine, supportive yet wary. Is he stable? External pressures amplified inner chaos. Sleepless nights debating ethics. Power's shadow tainted our start. Could purity emerge? Climax hit with a formal inquiry. Ryan testified. Mutual attraction post-stop. Cleared, but reprimanded for poor judgment. Relief mixed with resentment. System protected him, but at what price? Post-verdict, we argued viciously. You forced this, he accused. No, secrecy did. Retort fueled by hurt. Separation loomed, days apart agonizing. Reunion. Tear-streaked. We survived together, but scars remained. Trust frayed. Emotions rawer. Society's judgment lingered. Friends debated our story online. Polarizing views. Ryan advocated publicly now, speaking at events, transforming pain into purpose. I joined, our bond forged in fire. Yet, doubts persisted. Happiness amid controversy? As we navigated, love endured, battered but resilient. The baton, once symbol of divide, now memento of growth. In the end, was it ethical for a police officer to pursue romance sparked during a traffic stop?